Defeat me if you can. Survive if I let you.
Let's get nuts. Pull the fucking trigger! I kids, I'm hateful, I'm the tattoo.
Rise and shine, my sinners. When Father Evil starts his day, he gets a little deadly. Deadly Grounds coffee has the richest, smoothest flavor you'll find anywhere. It's sinfully delicious. Once you go deadly, you never go back. Order yours at getdeadly.com. Coffee's so good, it's scary.
Hey, welcome. What's up, everybody? Tuesday night here. Yes, that is right. You are seeing my beautiful mug on a Tuesday, not a Sunday. Not with Ashley tonight. I got another special guest for you, though, that's tag teaming with me with this show, Off the Ropes Tuesday. As you can see, we're going to break it down wrestling style, Mania style. But as always, all of our shows are sponsored by the Dorkening Podcast Network, and they are sponsored by Deadly Grounds Coffee. Get your coffee. Stay awake. They drive us. They drive Dorkening Podcast. So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce a longtime tag team partner of my own through high school, through adulthood, my wedding, all of that good shit. I'm bringing in the one, the only, Mr. Jack Torrance. How are you, sir?
Hey, yo, Chico.
Welcome. Welcome to the show.
Well, thanks for having me aboard here, buddy. Glad to be of service.
You will be seeing our gorgeous mugs every Tuesday night here at 7:30 Eastern on the Hell Entertainment YouTube exclusively. We are streaming to the Facebook tonight just to give you a little bit of teaser. So make sure you go over. Teasers. We love the teasers. So make sure you go over to the YouTube page, like, share, subscribe, and be on the lookout for more content from us. But as always, Mr. Jack Torrance, welcome to your first on-air podcast, and we pop your cherry.
It's true. You're popping my pod, man. It's first time for everything here. I'm excited. Glad to be a part of the show, and we'll see what they think, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see. With the dozens and dozens of fans that we're going to have out there.
Oh, yes. Yeah, they're going to be coming in droves, I tell you. Coming in droves.
We got a lot to go over. Busy weekend in the wrestling world.
Yes, it was the Super Bowl of wrestling this weekend. WrestleMania 37 did take place over the course of Saturday and Sunday night, and we'll be breaking into that. A little, basically takes on what we thought of the show, what we liked, what we didn't like. Also gonna go through the 2020 and 2021 Hall of Fame class induction ceremony that took place last week. And then we'll get on over to a little recap of Raw from last night. Always interesting to see the post-Mania Raw. I will say, though, I got to admit, Diggz, I have not watched Monday Night Raw for all of Raw, like one whole solid show in years. And getting through 3 solid hours was no easy task. I got to tell you.
3 hours.
Condense that shit, man.
You know, it was hard enough to get through like the 2.5 hours when it was Attitude Era and it kept your attention.
Right.
Watching it now where it's the PG era, 3 hours, it's a long fucking time.
Yeah. No, dude. I like the fact that, you know, you're giving guys a chance to get on TV, give them some exposure, I get it. But there's just so much filler. Just condense it. I don't understand. You don't need 3 hours. I don't get it. Especially where your core audience in the, as you said, PG era is kids. They got to get up for school the next day. So you're not going to have them staying up all night. What's the point?
Are they getting up for school the next day? Because, you know, we're in the COVID world. Somehow Vince got around the COVID world and looked like he pretty much sold the fucking Tampa Bay Stadium out.
Honestly, that was my first impression Saturday night. As soon as the camera started rolling, I knew the fans were going to be there, but it was like, oh, COVID doesn't exist. Everything is fine now.
Right.
Like nobody wearing masks. Everybody's packed together. But hey, it's Florida. That's what we've been seeing from them pretty much all year. Go Spring Breakers. So
Keep us in
yeah,
lockdown.
yeah, I mean, it was cool to see the fans back. I know the superstars, if you will, because I know Vince hates the term wrestlers. Of course, getting out in front of the crowd for them is going to be huge, especially on the grandest stage of them all. But yeah, right away it was like, whoa, way to go, Florida.
I mean, you could just tell. I mean, that as you said, superstars. Their what's the word I'm looking for? Their excitement was so much more than it was last year, obviously because of the fans. Last year, WrestleMania, no fans. COVID hit last year. WrestleMania, I watched it. It was, for what it was good. But you could tell the wrestlers weren't 100% mentally there.
Yeah.
Spin it 365 days. Yeah. So you spin it 365 days or however many days it is of this year's WrestleMania. And like we said, it's fucking sold out Tampa Bay Stadium. It seemed with the cardboard cutouts in a thunderstorm. How that worked, I don't know.
And, I love the rain delay, dude, on Saturday night. How great is that? It was like, is this a freaking baseball game, dude? Really? Rain delay at WrestleMania. So that's the ring for everything.
And the ring's under like a pergola, like a tent. Like, come on.
Well, I gotta say, it was worth it just to see Hulkster and Titus O'Neil awkwardly together in rain parkas. So that was fun.
They were awkwardly together.
Oh God, did you? The crowd, dude, was great when they came out. Like everyone's like, "Yay, Titus!" Boo, Hogan. I don't know if like Vince was like, "All right, Terry, here's your punishment. Try to get back in with the public eye. Go on out there with Titus and see how it goes."
Right, exactly.
So awkward. But yeah, so anyway, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, a little sidetracked as we tend to be, we're going to kick things off, I believe, with coverage of the old Hall of Fame class this year. Our thoughts, our takes on that. Yeah.
Hall of Fame.
As we know, the Hall of Fame for 2020's class was canceled last year thanks to good old COVID. So they had the 2-night thing this year for get the 2020 class in there, which I thought was cool, especially since the man, British Bulldog, finally got in this year. David Boyd, well, he was actually, part of the 2020 class. So that was really cool to see. Also, you had JBL getting in the 2020 class. Interesting little side note about JBL. I did not know this until I was doing a little research today. Do you know that it was actually JBL that started the tribute to the Troop Show? I was not aware of that.
Neither was I.
It was his idea. Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool.
Did you know trivia?
Right. Yeah. So obviously very cool that JBL got in, considering his career. I mean, who could ever forget that match he had with Cena? What was it, the I Quit match?
Yep.
Where I think if you watch it now on the network, they have to black and white it out because it's so ridiculously bloody. The good old days, Can
we just talk about the network real quick? I'm going to sidetrack for a minute.
Yeah. Hey, go for it, man. It's our show, right?
Like, all the good stuff's gone now. They took all the good stuff off coming on Peacock. I get it. But at least leave the other stuff up somewhere where we can get it.
Yeah, no, exactly. I really didn't like the idea of them going to Peacock right off the bat when I read about it. I just had the feeling that things were going to be different and not for the best. I haven't even gotten to the ECW stuff yet. That makes me very nervous, being, as you know, a very hardcore diehard ECW fan. I don't know if they're going to go back and start editing, Dudley Boy's promos and stuff, which are some of the greatest promos ever. It's not going to be the same if you're cutting that stuff out. I did hear that they cut out a promo that Roddy Piper did where he was like painted half black, like the color black.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It's not going to be good for us old timey fans, put it that way.
No, sorry, that was my little sidetrack note.
No, hey, I'm glad you brought it up because I feel the same way.
But back to the Hall of Fame. Speaking of ECW,
yes. So HOF of 2020. We also saw New World Order getting in, Nash, Hall, Sean Waltman, Mr. X-Pac, 123 Kid himself, and Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Now with this induction, that makes all four of those guys two-time inductees. So got the there.
Trying to get up the Brady status.
So Hulkster's got some more bling there. Also, we saw Titus O'Neil won the Warrior Award, which I thought, hey, that's cool because that guy busts his ass on, charity stuff and
absolutely
all the stuff that we don't get into really. Then you had Shatner himself, William Shatner, as the celebrity inductee for 2020. Quick side story on Shatner. I just thought it was funny. I read both of Jim Ross's books, which I cannot recommend anymore through words. You got to read them. They're both awesome. But he talked about Shatner being at Raw or pay-per-view or something once years ago, and I guess Shatner started freaking out because he didn't realize that there's no teleprompter. So he's supposed to be out in the ring saying whatever. And he's like, what do you mean I don't have a teleprompter? So I would have loved to see Shatner freaking out backstage over his lack of a teleprompter. I thought that was pretty cool. Oh, and I figured, sometimes it drives me nuts with the Hall of Fame. One thing I don't like about it is they skip over guys that, had long careers, but problem is nowadays a lot of these kids don't know who they are. So I would like to give quick mentions to the legacy inductees: Ray Stevens, Brickhouse Brown, Dr. Death, Steve Williams. I was always a big fan.
Yes.
Michel Leon. That's a great one. And Gary Hart, who was a big time manager back in the day. So
gonna give a quick shout out right now. Amy's here in the chat room watching. Thank you, Amy. We appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Amy is a photographer. She shoots for Hell Entertainment and is one of my sidekicks and someone who likes to beat me up when we shoot shows. So good times.
Well, how about them apples?
Yes, apples.
Hey, look at that. We got a fan. All right.
We got Steve No. Steve No says, yo.
It's going to be so many groupies. You won't even know where to begin. So moving on.
I'm going to pause you for a second.
Oh, okay. Leave on pause.
I'm going to call out Vincent McMahon Jr. here.
Ooh. Hey, now.
We have a Hall of Fame. Why is there no Hall of Fame building for us to go and see memorabilia?
Excellent point.
Like, we have the Hockey Hall of Fame. We have the basketball, the baseball, football, music, where you can go and view all this shit.
Yeah.
And look at it in memorial and buy merch. Vince, what's up? Where is this?
That is a fine idea. Fine point, especially from a business standpoint. We all know how much he loves money. Duh. How much people would come in droves from all over the world to see something like that. They would.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Enough of us crazy shitheads to buy into that. So,
can you imagine if they put up like
opportunity there?
Could you imagine if they put up like a little pop-up shop at WrestleMania week?
Right?
How much money he would make?
Seriously. I mean, I guess they have some shit at what is it? The WrestleMania. Yeah, that's for you, buddy. The WrestleMania weekend or whatever that they'll do, pre-COVID.
Yeah.
They would bring certain, artifacts out, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. But no, there should be a real deal year round. You can go there anytime, pay your money and go see all this cool stuff. I'm into it, but Vince is missing the boat there.
Yeah, right. Other Hall of Fame inductees. Who do we got for the rest of the Hall of Fame inductees?
So for the 2021 class, this one hosted by Corey Graves and Kyla Braxton. I just found that weird because Lawler's always hosted them, so maybe he needed the night off. But anywho, Molly Holly was inducted this year. Everyone's old favorite, the Bish himself, Eric Bischoff, got in.
Mm-hmm.
The Great Khali was inducted as well.
That's an okay pick.
Yeah, I mean, I figured he'd get in. He was a world champion. He was one of the, biggest galoots they ever had in all of the years in WWE. I think the only guy who was bigger than him was Johnny Gonzalez, height-wise.
Elegante?
Mr. Bodysuit Man.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. One of Undertaker's all-time finest opponents, yes. Yeah, he was, one of the biggest dudes they ever have. I actually remember seeing him at the Cape Cod Melody tent. And it was funny when he was coming out to the ring. The Hyannis Fire Department, actually, they had members of the fire department had these big poles that they had to push the tent up because he was so fucking tall that he couldn't get into the tent. So, and when he was in the ring, his head was like right up, the lights were right above his head. It was pretty wild. So yeah, no, that's a reasonable pick. Kane got in the Demon Mayor
was cool.
himself. Yeah, I thought that was very cool. Very disturbing.
They actually had Taker call him too to let him know that he was going to be inducted.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Taker called, and Kane actually broke down in tears when he got the call from Undertaker.
That's pretty cool.
So that was really cool because they had that whole thing throughout the Attitude Era, Brothers of Destruction.
Brothers of Destruction did.
All of that. So that was very cool. Yeah,
no, that's great. I know from watching Last Ride there as well, the Undertaker documentary, which I wasn't surprised that him and Kane, Glenn Jacobs, if you will, Mayor Glenn Jacobs, are very still close to this day. So they're good friends and stuff. So I thought that was very cool. It still blows my mind though, dude. Like, Kane is a mayor. You know what I mean? Like,
you think he walks into his office and like slams his hands down and pyros shoot up?
I don't know. I mean, granted, we saw Jesse the Body become governor years ago and everything, but I don't know. Just Kane in general, like, I used to crack up just seeing him like drive a car during, Raw or something, just because it's Kane,
right.
I would go to every one of those town council meetings. I tell you that much.
Oh, for sure.
Right? And another inductee this year that I am very, very glad to see into the hall that, as you said, there is no hall because we can't go there. But
the Hall of Illusions.
Right, the Hall of Illusions. That's what the WWE Hall of Illusions. But yes, my boy, Mr. Monday Night himself, the whole fucking show. This one's for
Rob
you,
Van Dam. Mr. Rob Van Dam.
Rob Van Dam. Finally, I like it. And I know we were talking a little bit before the show. I was surprised they actually had a little clip of Sabu in there, which makes sense because, I mean, hello, RVD and Sabu. It's one of the greatest tag teams ever. But I know Sabu has written off WWE completely. The whole idea of him getting into the Hall of Fame, he basically told Vince McMahon to go fuck himself. So I was kind of surprised they even had anything to do with Sabu and that. But I actually watched RVD's induction speech today. It was top notch. And he has his own brand of rolling papers now. Found that out.
Yes, he does. So go get him. Go support RVD.
Oh, I'm ordering it. As soon as I put in my next order from jrsbarbecue.com, get some jerky, I'm going to get some RVD papers and fire it up, man.
Look at that.
And then wrapping it up here for the old Hall of Fame 2020.
What's up, Jeff? We see you in there.
Ozzy got in. Ozzy Osbourne, which, the celebrity thing, they got to do that every year. I thought that was great, just simply because his infamous appearance at WrestleMania 2 with the British Bulldogs, and when he was getting interviewed by Mean Gene, and he said one of the greatest things that ever happened to WrestleMania, at least to me. He's all, it's 82 or whatever, so WrestleMania 2, so it's 86. He's coked out of his mind. It's Ozzy. And he just goes, British Bulldogs forever! It's like, oh, you got to go back and watch it. I can't get enough of it. So very cool to see the Ozman cometh. Then, of course, there was Rich Herring, who was a longtime employee there at WWE. He was given the Warrior Award. And the legacy inductees included Dick the Bruiser, Pistol Pez Watley, great name, Buzz Sawyer, Ethel Johnson, and Paul, I can't say this right, Bosch. I think it's Bosch. We're going with Bosch. So
you did leave out one HOF, Hall of Famer.
Who did I forget?
Jushin Liger.
Oh, thank you. Yes, you are correct. Thunder Jushin
Thunder Liger.
Jushin Thunder. I thought that was real cool that he got in. You know what? I didn't realize too until they showed his induction speech. I actually thought he was dead. I don't know why. I thought I read a couple years ago he died in some horrible in-ring accident that he got really hurt and then didn't make it. But I was proven wrong because there he was, alive and well, still with that mask sewn to his face. So
now I wonder for the millions and millions that are watching right now if they actually know who that is, because I don't believe he had a stint in WWE, did he?
From what I recall, I don't think he did. If
Yeah,
he ever did, it
WCW.
might have been a quick like, "Hey, we're in this town. Let's have you. You're here." Like they would do for house shows and stuff. I don't recall him ever being in WWE. He was in WCW, as we know, and obviously his
And
main career was in
he was
Japan.
huge over
But
in
yeah,
Japan.
that's a good one. I don't know if he was ever actually in WWE. I want to say no. I believe he wasn't, but you never know.
Well, congrats to all the Hall of Famers that got inducted, past Hall of Famers. Good class.
Pretty neat class overall, I got to say. I really, I wasn't disappointed with any of them. They all make sense to me. So, hey, roger that.
Yeah,
So, I guess
ready
that
to break
takes
it down?
us to the grandest stage of them all, as it is referred to. Yes, WrestleMania 37 weekend has come and gone.
Which is now coming to a 2-night event because, well, they have 75 different titles for everybody.
Yeah.
Because everyone needs a participation award. Like, what the fuck?
Seriously, it's like field day at elementary school.
You get a title, and you get a title, and fuck you, fuck you. No. Bring back the 3 titles, World, IC, and Tag. That's it. That's all we need.
Yeah. I didn't even mind when they had the old, WCW, or if you want to call it NWA world title, and the WWE title as well. But yeah, no, enough of this. The Universal title and the WWE title, and now there's SmackDown title and Raw title.
Tag titles. Women's
what
SmackDown
happened to just
champion.
the champ is supposed to just be on all the shows. That's how it should be. I mean,
and
I do like having the US title and the Intercontinental title. I think that's cool.
Yeah, I get that.
But yeah, I don't like that there's 2 different tag team championship titles. I've never liked that. I think that's dumb. It's like, so which one is better? Yeah, there should be only one best tag team, right? Not 2.
No, I'm just saying. Or those 2 best tag teams should battle it out at Mania.
Right. Hey, there's something, or Survivor Series, something like that,
Before we get into night 1 of WrestleMania, I was thinking about WrestleMania and how they can spice it up a little bit, right?
All right, I'm intrigued already.
Why not take a little bit from every pay-per-view and put it in a Mania? Like, you put a Survivor Series match in there, you put an Armageddon match in there, you had the cage match with Braun and Shane O'Mac.
Yeah.
Like, you just put a little bit of every pay-per-view to give it some more spice, some more holy shit.
Some more pizzazz, if you will.
Yeah. But then again, we are in the fucking PG era.
Yeah, my only concern with that, or my feeling why they wouldn't go that route, is that might take away some of the overall stigma of those pay-per-views. You know what I mean? I think that's a reason why, Vince finally realized how genius it was when Jericho came up with Money in the Bank, and he was like, I'm missing out here. I could have 2 pay-per-views. So he took it off Mania and put it on its own pay-per-view. So from a business standpoint, I think that, it makes sense to do it the way they do. But I like what you're saying. I think it would be awesome. Why not?
I mean, there's a fucking pay-per-view every 2 weeks now.
Yeah. Seriously, dude. I'm glad this isn't the old days when I was a kid having to mow the lawn so I could get a pay-per-view, because
we'll all rush into your house to catch the ECW one because, it's ECW this month and WWF next month.
Right. And then, hey, WCW might randomly have a good pay-per-view. So, oh, good God, man. Back then, I don't even know how
$10 for it.
Seriously. And I mean, I remember I would have a VCR set up in my parents' kitchen recording Nitro, and I'd be in the other room watching Raw, and I'd be on the phone with either you or another one of my friends. Hey, you got to change it now because, oh my God, look what's happening. Like, I'm surprised we didn't lose our minds back then. But those were the glory days. There's no doubt about that.
They were.
It'll never be that good again.
No, they will not. So here we are. WrestleMania 37 just finished.
It's true.
Let's break down night 1.
It is set in stone. Yes, Mania, Saturday night, kicking it off. I thought it was interesting, I got to say right off the bat, kicking it off with the WWE Championship match.
I know, Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, did not expect them to be the curtain jerkers by any means, but
I gotta.
Curtain jerker, dude. That's the only way to be if you're gonna be starting out the show. I gotta say, when it comes to this one was better than I thought. I'm not gonna lie. I really haven't been keeping up with WWE as much lately. I actually just did because we were starting the show. I'm not gonna lie. I've been more of an AEW guy, as you know, in recent months. But I definitely didn't expect this match to be as good as it was. Just from
No, me neither.
really any knowledge of what's going on. But Lashley has always been the kind of guy. He put on a good match. He's always had a great body and everything. But he's never been good on the mic. I never really was all that over on him.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's carrying himself pretty well as a champ, and he proved it. I think everyone pretty much assumed that McIntyre was going to get the belt back here. So I like that they kept it on him, actually.
So do I. And like you said, the match was entertaining. It kept your attention. I know you were texting me throughout the night because I had to work. So I couldn't watch it live. I had to watch the replay. And even after watching the replay, it was like that kept my going. It set a good pace for what the night was going to bring.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, no, I thought it was, even though it surprised me, like I said, that they started off like that, I thought, this is, after it was over, this was definitely the way to start her off. It was physical, and like I said, I thought it was better than I expected it to be, and the outcome was not what I expected either. So I like that one. I give it to say a 3 out of 4, if you will.
And Lashley retained the title, and here we are.
Yeah, no, I thought it was pretty cool. Not bad. So then we followed up. Things take a bit of a nosedive here as they followed up with the tag team turmoil match to determine who would be the #1 contender to take on Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler the following night at WrestleMania 2 for the women's tag team titles. And this one, sorry.
See, they could have did. I wish they would have went to like the old school tornado tag.
Yes, I like that already better.
You do the tornado tag. This is what you and I would call the bathroom break.
Or the smoke break, got to get another beer break, whatever it is.
Not because it's the women's tag team, because they put on a hell of a show. There's been other matches where we've gotten up and go get food or go take a shit or whatever you got to do.
Well, keep in mind, this is in our day. Hold on, let me say something in our defense. Back in the day, when they didn't let women actually put on good matches,
right?
And all it was, it's going to be like, I don't know, whoever, in a pillow fight or whatever. It's like, yeah, okay, great, I'm going to get a beer. Now, women, they let them show what they actually can do, which is awesome. I think it's great. But yeah, in our defense, back then, trust me, kids out there who don't know the old days, women's wrestling sucked back in the 90s. It was awful, unless you were watching ECW.
That's a whole other thing. Get your parents' permission. 18 plus. Go watch your parents. Go watch it.
And I should say, I take that back. I correct myself. Not all the 90s, because you had Lita, you had Trish Stratus. The latter part of the 90s had some good stuff. But anywho,
yeah, the latter part the latter part of the Attitude Era, they started evolving, and they've come so far, and it's great to see that. But Vince and the writers, they could have done so much more.
And Trish, women like that could show that, hey, we really can compete with the guys. We can be the main event. And it's awesome. I think it's great that they've come this far. In that time, I've seen some women's main event matches that'll compare right up there with any men's matches I've seen in recent years. And with that said, a couple weeks ago there on Dynamite, Dr. Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa in the hardcore match there, dude. I just got to say that was out of the park, dude. That was one of the best hardcore matches I've seen in years. And on top of it, one of the best women's main events ever. So big time props to Thunder Rosa and Dr. Britt Baker, who is actually a real dentist, by the way. That's not just a gimmick.
Not like Dr. Isaac Yankem DDS, a.k.a. Kane.
No, unfortunately. I was very disappointed as a young man when I discovered he wasn't going to be my dentist. But yeah, so tag team turmoil match, didn't like it. I didn't like the fact that Tamina and Natalia won. I thought they could have gone a different direction. So yeah, whatever. Lame.
I agree. They could have done so much more with that, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of rushed. There really wasn't any I don't know. There wasn't much substance to the match itself either. It kind of felt like it was just kind of thrown together at the last minute, and at least, hey, the ladies got their payday, their WrestleMania payday, so good for them, you know.
Exactly.
But now the meter ticks up a little higher now as we head to Cesaro versus Seth Rollins.
What
was your take on that one there, Diggz?
I got Mr. Jack Torrance.
Uh-huh.
I give that one a
quality merchandise.
3.5 out of a 4. If we're gonna scale it on up to 4, I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
You know what? That's actually what I wrote in my notes, as a matter of fact.
Hey.
So, hey, look at that. We're surfing on the same wave here, pal.
I've always liked Seth Rollins. I've always liked the way he holds himself in the ring, and his attitude now with his turn to being heel.
Yeah,
I think it fits him very well.
Yeah, I like him as a heel. He's definitely always over when he is. He's that kind of heel that knows how to be fucking annoying. So, and he's really good in the ring. You always know, especially at a big show, you're gonna get a quality performance out of a guy like Seth Rollins. And my favorite thing about this match was they finally gave Cesaro, one of the most underrated guys, in my opinion, in the WWE, a good chance to be in the spotlight and go up against someone that can really showcase his talents, what that guy's capable of. Because I've always been a hardcore Cesaro fan. Going back to his Ring of Honor days, Cesaro is, I'll put it this way: the fact that he hasn't been world champion at this rate in his career in the WWE is a travesty, in my opinion. So,
well, you got to think about it. Through his almost an entire career, he's been tagged with a partner, or he's held tag team gold. Right, yeah. He's always been a mid-carder, but maybe this will give him his over to get to that next level, to at least maybe go for the IC belt, or at worst case scenario, the USA title.
Yeah. No, I want to see the push. Have him go after Reigns or something. Why not? He's always been over. He's one of the best workers they have. And why not take advantage of it while you have him? Otherwise, I'll keep my fingers crossed that he goes to AEW, even though I know that won't happen because I think he just re-signed, if I'm not mistaken. So, but all in all, yeah, Cesaro and Rollins definitely one of the highlights of night one. And it was to be expected. I think heading into that match, we all knew, this is one you don't want to miss, because
exactly
two of them together, they mesh.
And I gotta say, for night one card, night one was a good card.
Did you like night one over night two?
No.
Okay, that's what. Yeah.
No.
No, I thought it was solid. I thought it had a good pace throughout the whole show. I love the main event; was awesome. Like I said, it had high points and low points, just like night two did. But yeah, I thought overall roundup pretty solid. However, though, the stock of night one did plummet a little bit, in my opinion, with the next match, as the Raw Tag Team Championship. Can't, because as we said, just can't be the Tag Team Championship. No, the Raw Tag Team Championship was defended as the New Day faced AJ Styles and Omos. I guess that's his name, Omos.
Osmo or Omos.
It's spelled O-M-O-S.
Omos.
Edward James Omos. I don't know. All I know is that guy's fucking huge. Have you seen that dude? That guy is mammoth girth, dude.
He is mammoth.
Mammoth girth. Like some serious vertical girth there. That guy's huge. And it's kind of funny. He looked like AJ Styles, as we know, is not tall. So him next to AJ Styles is kind of funny. It's like his little buddy. Keep waiting for them to, he's going to take him out for ice cream after the match or something. But I didn't care for this one. I don't mind that Styles and his new big galoot of a partner won the belts, but the match wasn't that great. It was more of a squash, really. It was just this big galoot tearing up New Day and whatever. So yeah, I didn't think it was all that hot. I don't know.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah. So
out of 4, I'd probably give it a 1.85.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. It's not a 2. Not a 2. However, the following match, steel cage match, Braun Strowman versus Shane O'Mac, money, along with his assistants Elias and what's the guy's name, Jackson Riker. Also, as we know, got a little hands-on in that match. But as we were discussing earlier, dude, Shane O'Mac, man, 51 years old, and he is still doing what he's doing. It blows my mind. It really does. The guy's nuts.
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna pause you right there for a second because my kid is waking up and I have to get him a bottle.
Oh.
So we're gonna take a quick 35-second timeout.
35 on the field.
And we will be right back. I apologize. This is what happens in live TV, live internet.
It's technical difficulties. It can't be helped.
It cannot. So we will be right back shortly. And I'm back.
All right. Yeah.
That was probably longer than 35 seconds, but I went to Barnesville High School, so there you go. Fuck off.
Well, you know, it's in counting. It gave me a chance. It gave me a chance to check the score of the Bruins game, so everything's gravy on my end. So.
I apologize to everyone. Excellent. I apologize to everybody out there, but when you're home doing dad duty, trying to run a show, and the wife and the other kid are out, you do what you got to do.
Responsibility.
All right, Shane O'Mac, Shane O'Mac, Braun Strowman.
Do it. Let's reel her in. So, as we were in the depths of the steel cage match, like I said, I thought it was good. I didn't really see the need for it, to be honest with you. I think it was like, oh crap, we don't have anything for Strowman to do. Let's throw him with Shane, so Shane can do some crazy fucking jump like he does every year. So you know, it was entertaining, but I didn't really. It was like, okay, well, this is all going to be over tonight, and then who cares? So.
No, exactly. And Amy, stop calling me Diggy. You're the only one that gets away with it. She's the only one that gets away with it. Diggy.
Apparently, she struck a nerve today.
She knows it.
Shake harder, boy.
She caught an angry fist in the air. But no, like we said, Shane O'Mac, I'm surprised this motherfucker's not dead. The shit that he does, the bumps that he takes, it is, I mean, the Hell in the Cells, the cage matches.
Right? He's 50 fucking 1 years old. And he's doing, I mean, he just did it against Saturday night. It was, all the way up the top? And Strowman's like, "Rrr!" And next thing you know, he's doing the old Jeff Hardy swanton right onto the mat. Like,
well, I mean, if you watch the intro, you see him on there jumping off the Hell in the Cell to an empty table because they move.
Or, you know, perhaps the all-time greatest, at least in my opinion, the Titantron with dangerous Steve Blackman there. That was one of the most infamous Raw moments of all time. Oh, Steve Blackman, how I miss you and your devil sticks.
But I gotta give the match. You know, I thought the match was entertaining. I liked the match myself, so I'm gonna give it a 3.5. I'm gonna give it a 3.5 for the entertainment value, especially where Braun ripped the cage apart, if you will. You know, obviously
that was pretty funny. Yeah, when Shane's all like, "Yeah, screw you about it," and then Braun does his thing, and yeah, no, I liked it. I mean, it was entertaining, but you know, my main take from it is, what was the point? Just to see Shane take crazy bumps, I guess, and see Braun Strowman rip a cage. Okay, so if that's all you wanted to get out of it, then mission accomplished. So
I'd like to see them give Braun a little bit more of a push towards like Bobby Lashley. I think that'd be a good feud, Lashley versus Braun.
It's interesting you bring that up, because when we get to the Raw report in a little bit, that just might come in. That just might factor into the equation, my friend.
And I did not watch Raw last night, to let everyone know.
Yeah, see, that's why I sat there for 3.5 fucking hours taking notes. Why is it so long? Why?
and I appreciate you for that. I hope.
Hey, you're taking care of all the fancy technical stuff. I'm the research guy. So it's all up here, folks. It's all up here.
So how does the meter move after that match?
We have
the meter move.
The meter has moved. I'd say it's staying steady for what it was. We have Bad Bunny and Damien Priest versus The Miz and Morrison. And I know this was a very highly talked about match this weekend after it took place. It's the old, let's have a celebrity beat a wrestler thing, which I never really been a fan of. I didn't like it when Lawrence Taylor beat Bam Bam Bigelow. I don't like it now. And take nothing away from that match. Hey, it was a classic.
What about when Tyson punched out Michaels?
Yeah, but it wasn't a match. You know what I mean?
This is true. I'll give you that.
And thank you for bringing that up, because who was there live in person? Yeah, that's right. This guy.
All right, so what about Butterbean? What about Butterbean and Bart Gunn at WrestleMania 15?
Well, that was just fucking hilarious. So, I mean, we needed that.
Butterbean laid him out in 3.2 seconds.
Oh, the brawl for all. The brawl for all. Why? The brawl
but that's for another episode.
Yes, definitely. We are so doing a brawl for all episode. But yeah, okay, so I didn't even know who the hell this Bad Bunny dude is. I'm sorry, I'm not hip to the scene. No, I don't. My idea of hip hop is Public Enemy, NWA, Beastie Boys. I'm very, very old school. I'm old. I know. Sorry, children. I'm not hip to the scene. But, I guess this was the thing. They do it every year. Hey, we got to have a celebrity, blah, blah, blah. We got to have him go over. But the guy, for somebody who had no experience, I thought he did good. I mean, he really did. That was the big buzz from this match this weekend. He had never been in a match before. Obviously, the guy's a musician, and he did some pretty damn good spots there. I mean, granted, much like I bring him back to what I just said about LT and Bam Bam. If he didn't have guys like Morrison to carry him, he probably wouldn't have looked as good.
Oh no,
yeah.
No. And to your point, I'm not a huge fan of the celebrity, like you said, the celebrities beating the wrestlers. I get it. It's a draw for Vince. It's more money for Vince.
Right. It's good business for the artist. It's good business for Vince. Yeah, yada, yada.
But I mean, Bad Bunny, he did do a couple of solid moves there towards the end.
Yeah.
So I give him credit.
Real good top splash there, huh?
Yep. So I give him credit for what he did. I give him credit for getting in the ring, because that's not easy to do on a good night if you're a regular person or a regular wrestler.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, you gotta give him credit where credit's due. Yeah.
But other than that, it was kind of a bathroom match for me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I had to go back and look at it again, because I didn't really pay attention. But Damien Priest there, I like the guy too. I thought it was cool that they gave him a little Mania time. I did watch some of his matches in NXT, and I thought he was pretty decent. So I like to see the young guys get a push. It's cool. It doesn't
Yep.
happen as often as it should, and when it does, a lot of times it's in the wrong direction. So then, of course, we have our main event for night one. That would feature the champion, the SmackDown Women's Champion, Sasha Banks, Miss Boss from Boston herself, taking on
Hometown.
the 2021 Women's Royal Rumble winner, Bianca Belair. And hey, I don't think there's much to say here other than they kicked ass. It was awesome.
They held it down for a main event. I'm going to give it to them.
Oh, yeah.
Go clap.
No,
Go clap.
yeah, definitely. Here's to them. It was great from start to finish. It had the drama you wanted. It had the holy shit moments of who's going to win here. The athleticism from the two of them.
That fucking whip of her hair at the end.
Wasn't that cool? Yeah, I love the hair thing. I don't know.
The welt that she left on Sasha Banks' ribcage was fucking crazy.
Yeah, no, a lot of good spots. Great pace to the whole match. And like I was saying before, I think it's great nowadays that you're going to see women in main events. And it's not just, hey, we're doing this just because we're doing this because they deserve it, because they really
they do.
That good in the ring. It doesn't matter that they're women. It matters that they have athletic ability. They have talent to give us fans what we want to see. And, so it's overall, it's awesome. I think it's very cool. And I thought it was definitely a great way to end night one. It kept everybody talking after the show, and it left everybody wanting more, which geared everybody up for night two. Dun, dun, dun.
And to be able to hold a card main event, especially at WrestleMania on the opening night, to hold it down and to hold the audience like that, that's cool. That was good.
Oh yeah,
I'm happy for them. They held it down.
Yeah, there was no doubt.
Bar for the women's.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you could tell from the opening bell, they had the crowd right where they wanted them and left them wanting more. As a fan, that's everything you want from a good quality match. And so I thought it was cool. Night one in review, aside from the Turmoil match, because boy, it was actually, it should have called it the tag team trauma match because it was traumatic afterwards. But aside from that, the AJ Styles thing, overall, thought it was pretty decent night one.
It was a decent night one. I probably rated it a B.
Yeah, I could give it a solid B, especially coming for somebody who really hasn't been following WWE all that much. I don't think I really watched much since the Rumble, to be honest with you. So there you go. We are moving on now, I guess. Would be
spectacular night two.
On to night dos, numero dos. Hey,
which was kicked off by Randy Orton and The Fiend, accompanied by Alexa Bliss.
Yes, indeedly do it was, my friend. So let's get your take there, Diggz.
So the hype for the match didn't match the quality of the match, in my opinion. The hype for the match and the build-up was great. The match itself was meh.
Yeah.
I like Bray Wyatt, the Fiend's entrance with the Jack in the Box, and Alexa Bliss. I like her turning point, now coming evil to the dark side. She's so hot. My Alexa just went off because I said Alexa Bliss.
You see, look what you got it done now. That's smut talk.
Overall, the match wasn't anything too spectacular. Randy Orton, came out victorious with a little help, I guess, if you will, from Alexa Bliss, and because she distracted the Fiend when she had the horns on the thorns on the head and everything. I don't know. For an opening card, for an opening night, what the fuck do you call it? A curtain jerker?
Curtain jerker, it is. That is the proper term, actually. Yeah.
I'd probably give it a 3, for opening night 2.
Wow, I think you're going a little high, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I was disappointed. I thought the build up last couple months was cool because I was actually kind of, paying some mind to that. Because I've always loved Bray Wyatt. On a quick side note, though, what was with Randy Orton's white boots and trunks? He just didn't look right. I don't know. That's weird shit that I think about. Thought that was odd. Yeah, it just didn't look right. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I thought the best part of it was Alexa Bliss, to be honest with you, which sucks because I've always been a Martin fan and I love Bray Wyatt. I've always have since he was carrying his lantern and shit and looked like creepy Leonard Skinner. But I just was like, yeah, lame, a big build up for a lame finish. I mean, Randy Orton didn't even get fire shot in his face. I mean, what a letdown. The best part of it, I really thought, was when Alexa came out of the Jack in the Box and the makeup thing was awesome. That was really cool.
That was.
And I like the turn. I like the heel turn for her. If you want to call it a heel turn, her turning on Bray Wyatt, that's all fine and well, but they could have done so much more with that match. Yeah. I thought it was kind of a dud. I gotta be honest.
That's fair enough. I respect that opinion.
Like I said, it sucks because I'm a fan of all three of them actually. So I expected more out of that one, but okay. You can't win them all. Moving on,
as the team found out.
The women's tag team title match, featuring the champions Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler taking on the winners of the previous night's #1 contender Turmoil Crap Fest, Tamina and Natalya. And no big surprise, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler won.
Man,
that's pretty much all I can say about it. There wasn't anything special. I mean, there was couple of good, they had some pretty stiff bumps in the match. I'll give them that, but otherwise,
next,
meh. We'll give it a meh. That's actually on the. We'll give that. It's not a 1. It's not a 2. It's a meh. Just a meh. Now we move on to what I personally was looking forward to the most out of any match at Mania, and that would be Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. I am a big fan of Kevin Owens, big fan of Sami Zayn. I loved what they did in Ring of Honor. I love what they did in NXT. I really dig Sami Zayn's conspiracy theory gimmick that he has going on. I love the fact that he dresses like Fidel Castro and has the giant beard. No, those guys have always been great. I've always been a huge Owens fan. This one, though, irked me. I gotta say, I
know you're highly disappointed.
Well, they didn't get the time they deserved. That's plain and simple. They only got like 10 minutes. They have those two guys are main event status, in my opinion. They could put on match of the year if you just let them. That's all.
Just let them go. Let them
go. But yeah, it was. I mean, the match itself was great. It was solid, great spots, real heavy hitting, but you had to incorporate the whole I don't even know the fucking guy's name. Logan Paul, the YouTube guy.
I don't know what the fuck that is. I'm not hip to the lingo these days.
Right. It's also, I get it. It's WrestleMania. It's a big show. You got to incorporate the celebrities. That I understand. Business is business. But not on this match. Keep the fucking celebrities away from this match, dude.
This one could have been a great.
They could have tore down the house, but we had to give time to YouTube.
In the words of JR, this one could have been a good old fashioned slobber knocker.
It's true.
Let's call it as it is. But they didn't let him go. They held the handcuffs on him. They kept him to 10 to 12 minutes, and that was it.
It was I think it was actually only 10. They only gave him 10 minutes. Yeah, and then part of that was the ending with YouTube Goon. And all it was like, hey, we basically only had him here so Owens can give him a stunner. Great. I would have rather seen 2 more minutes of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens tearing the house down, but business is business. So once again, I like the match, but I was disappointed, and it wasn't Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn's fault by any means. It's WrestleMania.
Right.
But so yeah, I mean, match quality itself, I give it, I was probably going to say a 3 out of 4, which I feel bad about just because I love those guys so much. But the match itself was cool, but they got gypped with the whole Logan Paul lack of time crap. So that was that. I was, the cheers were streaming because I wanted more of KO, but
I know you're a big KO fan.
Oh, I'm huge on KO. You know this. Me and KO.
That I do.
So moving on, we had this was kind of a surprise for me. Didn't expect this one to be as good as it was. The U.S. title match featuring champion Matt Riddle versus Sheamus.
I got to admit, I didn't see this match. There's a few matches I did not get to see.
Oh, you have not done your research, Diggs.
I fell asleep. I'm old. I'm 40 years old now.
You got kids. It's understandable.
And if anything, Amy's going to chime in now and say, "Yeah, Diggy, you are old. You went to bed early." Blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm. I'm the spring chicken in this relationship.
There you are.
What, by a whole year?
Maybe 2 year and a half.
Yeah, maybe 2 if we're lucky. Well, I was a late bloomer.
But no, I've always liked Sheamus though. I've always liked
Sheamus rules. Yeah.
His gimmicks, his attitude, will fuck you up wherever you are.
Yeah, he always puts in a solid performance. I mean, you've seen him in like Money in the Bank matches and stuff where he took some great bumps. That one where he just sailed through the ladder. It was like, oh gosh. Yeah, no, always been a Sheamus fan. This one was better than I thought. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I haven't followed enough NXT to really know. I knew about Matt Riddle. I've seen him. But I knew he's got this, I don't know if you call it a stoner gimmick or just oh, I'm a goon gimmick. But he proved that he can put on a quality match, dude. And Sheamus was beating the shit out of him in that match, too. You got to check it out, dude. I'm telling you, it was quality.
I will.
It was good. It was good. No, and I was also surprised that they put the belt on Sheamus. I didn't see that coming because, the kid, as far as I know, Riddle, he had just won the U.S. title not that long ago. Yeah, no, good match. You got to check it out. Sheamus beats which is to be expected from Sheamus. Sheamus beats the holy hell out of the majority of it. So that was kind of the sleeper that snuck in there that I didn't expect to be as good as it was. Then we have, and here, ladies and gentlemen, you might want to start selling the stocks on night 2 with this one. The Nigerian drum match.
Yeah, what the?
I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, having the IC belt is awesome. I think that's cool. I like Big E. I even liked him back in the day when he was Dolph Ziggler's minion there. And remember that night he accidentally elbowed AJ Lee in the face when they were walking down to the ring?
Yep.
But yeah, so I mean, and Apollo Crews, I give it to him. I've always been a fan of him too. He's a great athlete. He can really put on a show in the ring. But I was like, why not just let him have a match? What is this drum thing? And then the match itself, I thought was pretty decent for them. But then the ending, here's random dude who's just going to screw over Big E, and that's how Apollo's winning the IC belt. Yeah, didn't like it.
Meh. Yeah, I give it a meh.
Yeah, that's a definite meh, which sucks because, like I said, Apollo and Big E actually put on a pretty solid contest. There was that, what was it? I remember, Big E dropped Apollo on the ring apron at one point. I remember Apollo went for the frog splash towards the end and put himself through the table. They had some good spots, but I hated the finish. It was awful. I don't know who this guy is. I don't care. Should have just had Apollo, if he's going to be heel, fine, but you have to have the run-in from random guy I don't care about.
I don't know.
So that was a meh. Then that leaves us with the Raw Women's Championship featuring champion Asuka, who I've always been a big fan of, going up against Rhea Ripley, who came over from NXT, last year or something like that, I want to say?
Last year-ish, yeah.
Yeah, because she was in the main event with Charlotte last year for the NXT title, if I'm not mistaken. This one, I don't know.
I caught the last little bit of it. I saw it when Rhea Ripley won.
Yeah.
I didn't see too much of it. I wasn't paying too much attention to it. It just didn't really spark my my fancy.
I thought it was a little longer than it needed to be. I will give them credit. They had some pretty good spots, especially when Asuka took Rhea off the apron and just DDT'd her on the floor. That was pretty sick.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Rhea had a few botches in this one that I really didn't think were Asuka's fault. So the pace of the match kind of not what I expected. Plus, I love Asuka. I don't care. I think they, even though she's been champ, they kind of use her in a weird, stupid way most of the time. She had the belt. I loved her run in NXT when she was undefeated and just unstoppable. I wish they had just kept her doing stuff like that, but you know, is what it is. So that one does not even come close to comparing to what the women did on night one with Sasha.
No, not even close.
Not even in the same realm of possibilities. No. So that leaves us with the main event, the
triple threat,
if you will, the triple threat match for the WWE. That was the SmackDown Championship, right? I can't even remember.
No, that was the Universal Champion.
Oh, Universal, yes, which is on SmackDown. Sorry, yes. So that featured the big dog, the head of the table, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns.
I fucking love Roman Reigns. He's always been him and Cena ever since Attitude Era ended and Roman made his way in. I've always been a Roman fan, no matter how much shit I get.
When they first came in, I always was actually more of an Ambrose guy because I love John Moxley. But I think, Reigns has come around and really turned himself into, well, he's Vince's dream. There's no doubt about that, aside from what Brock Lesnar was back in the day. But I think he's come into his own. I really, really like the fact that they turned him heel. It was about time. The fans always hated him in his face anyways. He works so much better as a heel.
Absolutely.
So I think, I don't know. I tell you, now that we've seen Mania, it's come and gone. Edge was, probably the odds-on favorite to win, being that he had this amazing comeback after being out for 10 years and winning the Royal Rumble. Then you throw in the wild card of Daniel Bryan. So I thought that was really cool. And then to see it end the way it did, I was like, wow, didn't see that coming.
No, and that, like I told you after it happened the next day, I really thought that when they both put the submission on Roman, that Roman was going to pass out and they were going to let Bryan and Edge battle it.
Yeah,
and Roman was going to
set it up for the next pay-per-view or whatever to decide who will be champion, But I love that he did them both too at the same time. I thought that was cool.
That was very creative, and ouch, that's just gotta hurt. I mean,
yeah, right. I think especially for Edge, was he at the bottom of the pile with Daniel Bryan on top of him? But yeah, the match was awesome from start to finish. Great main event. Really everything you would want in a main event. And with the surprise finish. At least it was a surprise to me because I thought for sure one way or another Reigns was dropping the belt. Whether it been Edge or Daniel Bryan, I kind of thought maybe it would be Daniel Bryan only because I don't know. I'm still up in the air on what Edge's future is. Is he really coming back full time?
I don't know. There were points during that match where he looked like a 60-year-old drunk man. like he shouldn't even belong there. And then there were other points in the match where it's like, all right, Edge is 55 and he's still kicking ass.
Yeah. Well, I think
if anything, if they were going to drop the belt on Mania, they would drop it to Edge, and then Edge would drop it either back to Roman on Raw or drop it to Bryan. But as we saw, Roman didn't drop it and retain the title.
Yeah, I almost was starting to think heading into it that maybe because Edge had been out for so long and he's only had a couple matches since, that maybe they were throwing in Bryan just to try and pick up the slack, just in case just in case Edge couldn't go the distance. But
that's a valid point.
He had his moments where he was sluggish looking, but considering his age and his time out and everything, I thought he put on damn good show. You know, he's
Yep.
still the rated R superstar, and he's showing it, man. At his age, good for him. I say. So yeah,
overall,
I thought it was,
I give that main event not a full 4, probably like a 3.8.
I like it. Yeah, just shy, just a little shimmy, you know. But I thought it pretty much had everything that we wanted, and it was another one that was definitely better than I thought it was going to be. So that's always a big plus. So back to back nights with 2 good main events. So they definitely nailed it on that one, I got to say.
So we're just a little bit over an hour here. Do you want to break down the Raw report real quick and just give us a quick cliff of notes?
Do a little quick Raw rundown before we wrap up the evening here. So,
and if any of you millions and millions of people watching out there want to see us cover anything, talk about anything, we will have a dedicated email address shortly and post it up on the social media pages, and along with some merch that you can go and purchase to support us and help us with our beer fund and stuff. Yes, we need those Steve-Weisers.
We're like the APA of podcasts. We need beer money, so give it to us
now. But seriously, thank you for joining. Go like, share, subscribe to the YouTube, to the Hell Entertainment Facebook, as we break in Jack Torrance's cherry for podcasting.
Mm-hmm.
You will see us here every Tuesday, 7:30, breaking down wrestling, going over old. Now, the premise of this show really is to go backwards, right? We're going to go talk about old school ECW, old school WWF, into the Attitude Era, WCW, NWA. But we thought it would be appropriate, since Mania just ended, to give our input and break it down for you.
We break it down, all right.
You know it. But if you want to see us talk, if you want to talk about anything, please send us an email when we drop that email address on the social pages. Yes. And now the Raw report.
And also feel free to tell us how handsome and great hosts we really are.
Or how bad we really suck.
Yeah, or tell us we suck. We encourage you. Anything you like, as long as, there's no bad press, they say.
But you know what? If you tell us we suck, we're still going to keep doing it. So fuck it.
Trust me, we are determined. So of course, Raw after Mania is always a big thing. Used to be better back in the day, as I found out the hard way last night. And as I said, 3 hours. But anywho, they started off with Bobby Lashley, WWE champion, coming in. He had a little exchange with Matt Riddle, which wound up turning into the curtain jerker. I know you like that term there, Diggz.
Yeah.
And Lashley, of course, just destroyed him. So not much there. It was kind of funny. Riddle comes out with his little scooter thing there, and he was like jibba jabbing to Lashley. And Lashley just took him and smashed his face on top of the scooter. I thought that was kind of funny. He made short work of both Riddle and the scooter, as he took the scooter at one point, just tossed it into the crowds. I like that too.
There you go.
Then what else did we have here? Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander took on the Viking Raiders. The Raiders actually had been out of action for a while, as Ivar had neck surgery back in September. This was a cool return for the Viking Raiders. I like them. I remember them from before they were in WWE and stuff, so it was cool to see them come back. They had a good, solid match, which is not a surprise, with guys like Shelton and Cedric. So that was cool to see. That was probably the biggest, oh my God, look who's back moment of the night, really, for post-Mania, as it always happens. Charlotte Flair came out, cut a heel promo about how she was left out of WrestleMania, which I was wondering that myself this past weekend. Where is the queen? So now we know she's evil and she's pissed off, and
she's a queen.
Then we saw a Raw Women's Championship rematch with Rhea Ripley taking on Asuka. Decent match for what it was. Actually, I think they had better chemistry last night than they did at Mania, but it didn't matter because it was short-lived, as Charlotte ran in and decimated everyone aside from the ref.
Damn you, queen. Damn you.
The queen is coming, man.
Queen ruins everything.
Right? Then we saw I actually didn't remember this from night one of Mania. I guess it's because I tried to forget the tag team turmoil match as much as I could. Mandy Rose fell or tripped coming down the ramp of Mania on Saturday, and I did not notice that. So
I saw that.
Yeah.
She
So
slipped on
they
her
did
ass.
this whole thing where Nia Jax and Shauna Blazer were in the back making fun of her, and then Mandy and Dana Brooke jumped Nia Jax, which set up an eventual match between the four later on in the evening. Which, yeah, that was stupid. They were having a pretty decent match, and then all of a sudden, Nia Jax went to get in the ring and she slipped. And so then Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose were just like, okay, we're done. And they just left and got counted out. I didn't understand that at all. It was really whatever. But once again, why we don't need 3 hours of Monday Night Raw. I'm trying to think what else we need. Oh, Alexa Bliss cut a real cool promo explaining
I saw
why
that.
she did the heel turn on Bray Wyatt. I love the white eyes. Like, I think
Yep,
her whole
the white
look
contacts are great.
is awesome. The monster look is sweet. Looks real cool. So I'm digging that. Ms. TV, we saw another episode of that last night.
Yeah.
Morrison and him were joined by Maurice, Mrs. Wife. They were just promoting the new season of their reality show. And then what's his face now? They just fought him, and I've already forgotten his name. Oh, Damien Priest came out, basically told them, you guys suck, and had a handicap match. The ending, oh, that's right. That's why I brought this up. The ending of this match, Miz goes to pin Priest. It was a good handicap match. They both, they all three put on a pretty decent show. And then Miz went and stole the win by putting his feet up on the ropes. And for some reason, his pants fell down.
I don't know. I saw clips of that. And I'm like, whatever.
So that's really the only reason I brought it up. Then you had the women's tag team match, which I already talked about. Lame. Then Bobby Lashley came out, talked a bunch of crap. Basically, the only thing. Oh, Bray Wyatt did come back for the Funhouse. I have no idea what they're going to do with Wyatt now. His feud with Orton is obviously over, so that remains to be seen. Then they did have the main event was a triple threat match to determine the number one contender for Bobby Lashley's WWE title, which featured Drew McIntyre, Braun Strowman, and Randy Orton. In the end, Orton hit Strowman with the RKO and went for the pin. However, Drew McIntyre had other plans as he came in with the Claymore kick and connected with Orton's face, thus securing him the win. But the plot thickens because the celebration for Drew was very short-lived and cut short as T-Bar and Mace. I don't know. They look like people from Road Warrior or something. I'm out of the loop there. They laid out the Scottish Warrior as MVP looked on when Raw went off the air. So Drew McIntyre is your number one contender. And I don't know what's up with Road Warrior, guys, but we'll have to wait till next week, I guess.
So that's your Raw report.
That's the Raw report. We should, you know what we need? For the Raw report, we need the original entrance or the original theme song for the 1993 Monday Night Raw. Playing that in the background. The 1993, dude. That's what we need. Spice it up.
We will get that going per your request.
Sir.
All right, ladies and germs, that's gonna wrap it up for us. We are tapping out. We thank you. Catch us next Tuesday. Look out on the social medias for the email to drop us what you want us to talk about. And we thank you for joining. This is true. Nothing is off of the limits. And Mania overall, what do you give it as a whole out of 4?
I guess I give it a 3 out of 4. Make it easy. I'm
in the same boat.
I liked more than I didn't like, I guess. So there you go.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in. We will see you next Tuesday. You will see me this Sunday on Sinner Sundays with Ashley as we bring in Temptress, talk about them and their new music video they are working on. And
Check it out, man.
check it out. Our intro music tonight is provided by Scarecrow Hill. Go check them out, scarecrowhill.net. And I'm going to leave you with this. Until next time, hasta la pasta.
Hasta luego.
Yes, sir. You know what to do. It's your dad, homie Blaze, coming through with a little message just for you. The homies over at Hell Entertainment hit me up. They told me they doing it all, yo. They doing it all from photography to graphic design and publications, yo. And that ain't it. They doing it for artists. They doing it for artists around the motherfucking world. That's right. Not just your backyard. Not just out there on the streets in the States. They talking about the motherfucking world. That means the whole goddamn globe. That circle, that whole motherfucking circle. That's what the fuck they doing the damn thing. Everybody, yo. And that ain't all. That ain't all. Look. They on that next level. They on that next level. That's right. Center Sundays. They doing their own podcast. They talking about everything from music and more. Check them out today, yo. Check them out today. You heard it here first. From your homie and my homies over at Hell Entertainment. Yo, that's what's up, babies. I'm about this motherfucker. Body's on no one suspicious about who shot me. It's interesting to see the means and the tactics they take.